The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Justin Fields is on the practice field right now, plus the latest from Jets camp. Boy Green will join us. It's the Jake Asman Show, live on a Football Friday. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, AG's first training camp with the New York Jets is underway. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quentin Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Here on a Friday, the New York Jets are on the practice field in front of fans for the first time in 2025. Today's practice and tomorrow morning's practice are both open for the fans. So shout out to the Asmaniacs who have sent me a bunch of training camp tickets they couldn't use. I've been distributing them to Jet fans who can use them, like JC, who took his 8-year-old son to his first ever training camp practice. You can see the picture he tweeted me this morning. So shout out to JC, and thank you again to everyone who pays it forward to the best community in all of sports, the Asmaniacs. We'll be joined by Boy Green here shortly to talk all things New York Jets, but let's start with some unbelievably positive news, which is not something we get to say about the Jets. This was Justin Fields, courtesy of SNY, at practice today. This just happened. He's out there wearing his helmet. It doesn't seem like he's going to be a full participant today, but he's at least going through some of the individual drills out there. So to consider where we were 24 hours ago to what we're seeing on the screen here, that's about as good as an outcome as any of us could have anticipated. I mean, seriously, the thought process yesterday was if Justin Fields only has to miss a couple weeks, that'd be a good sign. But that was Justin Fields this morning. That was Justin Fields 10 minutes ago with the Jets. So, you know, if he doesn't participate fully today or tomorrow, they have the off day for players on Sunday. Would it be shocking if he's back out there by Monday? I don't think so. So, once again, considering how down bad, and rightfully so, we were as fans yesterday, just not knowing and expecting the worst because we are Jet fans, the Jets seemingly dodged a real bullet here with Justin Fields back out there at practice, moving and grooving and being a participant with his teammates. The Jets themselves actually tweeted a video of Fields jogging up to a fan that apparently has supported Fields in Chicago and in Pittsburgh. Fields recognized him, and the Jets tweeted the video of Fields signing an autograph for the kid. But, I mean, this is as good as we could have hoped for. In fact, this is even better than I think any of us could have hoped for because we just don't get nice things. We don't get positive injury updates. We all remember, of course, what happened with Aaron Rodgers. And yesterday felt like a disaster. I mean, every emotion you could feel as a Jet fan, you basically felt yesterday. So it is a very, very positive feeling to see this video here of Justin Fields play. And, you know, maybe this is the positive karma starting to change, right? Maybe this is proof that Aaron Glenn is not going to be the same old Jet coach that's going to fail here like everyone else. Just maybe. We got a long way to go for that, but that's certainly positive because we were down bad pretty significantly yesterday. We really were. So, Boy Green will join us shortly. We will talk about the latest from training camp. We have people like Nate, parentheses, Nate, and John, and a bunch of diehard Asmaniacs who are there right now. So they might be calling in to provide an update on what they're seeing. We'll keep you up to date on anything that happens in real time. Before we bring on Boy Green, a couple PSAs. The first one being this show's available in podcast form. So if you want to take the show on the go on either Apple or Spotify, just search Jake Asman Show, and you will be able to listen back anything you missed. Also, the reason why the show is starting in the 9 a.m. Eastern hour for those watching live is because I'm once again filling in on the Michael K show today for Michael from 1 to 3. So that's why I wanted to still give you guys the full volume of content. So we're starting an hour earlier than usual. 1 to 3 today. Tim Kirchin and the voice of the Jets, Bob Lashusen, will be joining me at 2:30. So tune in for that one if you want more Jets talk. With that said, some takeaways to me that have stood out from training camp so far. And I go back to something we mentioned yesterday. Brandon Stevens, apparently, through the first 2 practices, has been really impressive. And if they hit on Brandon Stevens, I think you really start to feel a lot better about the defense. There's some questions with depth. There's certainly some questions with who's playing next to Quinnen Williams. But big question is, who's corner 2? And a lot of us think, well, A.Z. Thomas, 3rd-round pick, he's really going to challenge for an opportunity to play. Stevens struggled last year with the Ravens. Well, Stevens, he's been in position to make plays. He hasn't made the play. Yesterday, apparently, he was making plays. Rich Samedi and several other reporters were raving about a pass breakup that he had step for step with Garrett Wilson. So I am cautiously optimistic so far. It's only a couple days, but obviously Glenn, post-game yesterday was just raving, or post-practice yesterday kind of got lost in the shuffle, given the, focus, of course, being on Justin Fields' injury. But I think that is certainly something that is significant. I think that's a positive that Brandon Stevens is apparently having a good start to training camp here. The other thing I want to mention, too, because I saw J-Boy already beat me to it. He already gifted 5 channel memberships. I'm going to do a giveaway this morning. We're manifesting positive vibes, right? I just showed you the video of Justin Fields on the field, actually moving and grooving. We'll give away a Justin Fields jersey at the end of the show. And J-Boy, who I think won yesterday, right? Was that yesterday? I get all my days confused with training camp here. But J-Boy, you got another chance to win a Fields jersey. If you win, don't worry. We'll let you pick a different Jet player because you already won. But if anyone wants in on our raffle this morning, let's manifest positivity. A Justin Fields jersey is what we will be giving away at the end of the show. So, Jets on the field right now for training camp. Seems like Brandon Stevens is off to a very good start. I wanted to highlight that before Boy Green joins us here momentarily. Some of the other things that I think are notable. Yesterday, both Aaron Glenn and AVT talked about potentially getting some sort of deal done. And it's fascinating to me because I figured the Jets would want to just allow AVT to play out this year before deciding his future. But the way Glenn spoke about Vera Tucker, calling him a great player, saying that he hopes that they could get something done, it sounds like if we're going to place bets on who could the next player on the Jets that will be extended be, it might be AVT, because maybe the Jets could get him at a slight discount if they do it early. The risk with that is, AVT in his career, he's missed some time. Now, these injuries have been a bit fluky, but I think obviously getting something done with Vera Tucker, you want to do it because he's a homegrown Jet. He's a really good player. And I think this year he's going to have a good year. I think he's in a really good spot to have a good year. So I thought that was interesting just listening back to the Glenn presser. It feels like everything kind of got lost in the shuffle yesterday because of what was happening with Fields. But Brandon Stevens and the AVT comments from Glenn, I find to be particularly notable at this point. But once again, the biggest thing from yesterday is that the Jets actually got a break, a real break, with an injury. I mean, Justin Fields being out there on the practice field is pretty wild, man. And he's moving fine. There's no sign of him limping. There's no sign of him appearing to be in pain. So it would not surprise me if we see Justin Fields potentially a full participant in practice, maybe tomorrow, if not tomorrow, back on Monday after the off day. The last thing I want to mention here, and then we'll be joined by Boy Green to talk more Jets. There was a quote from AVT yesterday where he talked about accountability from the coaching that he has seen so far. I'll read you the full quote so it can't be taken out of context. Backing on what Sauce and Garrett said, I could see this thing turning around for sure, especially with Glenn being the type of coach he is. He praises physicality, but even more accountability. That's very important for a head coach to do. I haven't seen that a lot in my first few years. So I don't think AVT was going out of his way to try and take a shot at the previous coaching staff, the previous head coach, but that's not nothing. Yeah, that is not nothing there from AVT. So I do think we are starting to see the Glenn impact there. And if you really take it a step further, it feels like AVT could be the guy that is next in line for an extension. When he's healthy, we know how good he can be. And for the most part, he was healthy last year. He appeared in 15 games, but he was coming off the Achilles. I think another year removed from that injury, he'll be even better. So that, to me, is something to watch for. With that said, let's say hello right now to a good friend of the show. He just got off the air on his channel, Boy Green. Paul Esden Jr. hops on with us now on a Football Friday. BG, training camp's underway. Justin Fields is somehow okay. I can't believe it. How we feeling, man?
Yeah, what a wild 36 hours. We were sending our thoughts and prayers to Justin Fields' family because his leg was being amputated, and now he's running out on the football field. So, God works in mysterious ways. Look at him. He's doing the hip hop on both the legs. He doesn't seem to be having any kind of a limp, and thank God, because, Jet fans are, we're wounded animals, Jake. Rich Cimini went through a lot of them of Sam Darnold mononucleosis, Aaron Rodgers 4 plays, Vinny in the 90s. We've just had Geno Smith getting sucker punched. All these things just keep rushing to my head. I'm glad that Justin Fields, in a funny way, could be on that for Toegate, but that he's not seriously on that list. We've been through enough. And I think it also speaks to something, Jake, that yesterday we go through all this crazy ass shit. And then today, less than 24 hours later, he's running out on the field. There feels like something different with this Jets team. It's not the same old Jets. Obviously, it feels like a different beast. So thank God.
If you're just tuning in, that video of Fields is from this morning, about 20 minutes ago. Justin Fields returning to practice. I'm following practice closely here. It's weird being on at this time. Usually when I'm on at 10, practice had just wrapped, and we're reacting to sound bites from Glenn. It does feel like, all things considered, BG, they avoided an absolute disaster. Tyrod Taylor is competent to run the offense for a couple days here, and it does feel like we're going to see Justin Fields return sooner rather than later. Tyrod Taylor, by the way, kicked off team drills with a nice teardrop throw to Jeremy Ruckert. So a positive Tyrod and Ruckert update to start off team drills, apparently, from the beat reporters on site.
Well, that is beautiful, and that's great to hear. Let's keep having all the big plays rolling here from everybody. It's great, and yeah, AG, this is a new world. His training camp practices are earlier in the morning than some of the other previous Jets coaches, so we're getting some weird times here on practices, but just thank goodness. It's just a big sense of relief. It's great to see Justin running around out there. A major bullet dodged here for the New York Jets, and now they don't have to rush him. He was day to day. We heard that news yesterday, and obviously day to day, like he's on the field and in full pads. It's all great signs, but they don't have to rush him. We got plenty of time. We have 6 weeks before the season, so it's all positive signs. We got Ty God, baby. So if anything goes wrong, we got Ty God.
Well, it's really crazy because there's the swing of emotions yesterday. We went through it every which way you could go through it. It was a lot of PTSD. I don't know how you were feeling, but it felt like Aaron Rodgers all over again in 2023.
Hey, by the way, Bob Lederer, who I just had on my show, he joins me every Friday on the show. He said he watched your I can't remember if he called it entertaining, but you squirming in the chair with everything happening as you're live reacting to the information coming on yesterday. So he was tuning into the Jake Asman show, he said, while he was eating, and he was just, Pedro Pascal, just biting the toast and just enjoying whatever, you were giving, Jake, as an entertainer and a performer. So that was quite a visual. But no, I was going through it. Here's how I heard it. I did a shorter version of Boy Green Day yesterday because I had to bring my son to the doctors. And so I'm with the doctor. They're telling us all kinds of important information about my son. And I'm wearing a smartwatch, and it just keeps going, ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. And the doctor's looking at me sideways. I'm like, someone died? I have no idea why I'm getting lit up right now. No freaking clue. I walk out of there, and I just look down at my phone, and the first notification, Bleacher Report, Justin Fields has been carted off the field, multiple reports. And I just went, what the fuck? And I just said that out in the open, and everyone at the doctor's office looks at me like, what's your problem, buddy? And I just looked at the sky and said, why? And then I'm just like, oh, geez. Okay. All right. Let me Google, what's going on, Twitter updates, things of that nature. So there was PTSD. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I was getting texts. So all those texts, by the way, were people saying, "Hey, Paul, you ready for Kirk Cousins?" By the way, fuck those people. All those people that are lighting up my phone, give me Kirk Cousins tweets, little graphics of a Kirk Cousins bat signal in the air. You people are sick.
Yeah, the worst is the people that are like, "Hey, you see what happened to Justin Fields?" And it's like, "No, man, I had no idea." Believe me, I had no clue. Like, it's like, yes, I'm aware. Those are the worst. That said, it's about as positive of a turnaround as any of us could have imagined. Like, I would have signed for, "Hey, he's out a month. Would you take it?" I mean, 100%. I mean, the way it was reported was insane. Like, we're talking about like the first tweet being up, Fields is down, he's limping. I don't know,
not looking good, right?
And it was like someone said non-contact, and then it kind of spread that it was non-contact, and we're thinking, uh-oh. So he goes down. Then the next tweets from all the reporters there is they're bringing out the card, and it's just like you think the worst. How could you not?
You're helpless, right? You're not seeing anything, right?
It just set up for a nightmare. And then even when Glenn spoke and he, mistakenly refers to the toe injury as Tyrod, I'm thinking, is he so nervous that like scatterbrain, like he's about to give like this terrible update here, and that's like he's all over the place, like this calm, cool, collected guy that has this big time persona and just gives off that confidence vibe when he speaks. Is just like about to rattle Glenn. And I thought he obviously gathered himself, and I thought he was impressive yesterday at the podium. But I give credit to the Jets. I thought they handled this well. Like they themselves didn't wait. They put out their own update saying Fields day-to-day avoided significant injury and missing significant time. Like they got out ahead of it, and they put the fan base at ease that was definitely feeling a certain type of way for several hours until we got clarity that it was going to be okay.
I will be honest. I was not worried like you. Like so I'm in a mall when I get the AG notification the presser's live. So I put the phone up to my ear, and when he comes up and has the Tyrod comment, I didn't think, "Oh boy, he's got a break. He doesn't know what he's talking about." I thought, "Oh my God, they got Tyrod too." I'm like, Jesus, oh God. And then I hear the PR guy, "Coach, it's Justin Fields." Yes, of course. And I was, oh, thank God. Gee, and then he says toe, and then I'm feeling a lot better. But to your point, I think it's well said, and the Jets deserve a lot of credit for this. For instance, Tom Pelissero, NFL Network Insider, was live on with Rich Eisen yesterday, and right, Rich is pestering with questions. "Oh my God, what's the latest with Justin Fields? What's the latest with Justin Fields?" And Tom's giving as good of answers as he can with the information. And in the middle of their conversation, the Jets come out and boom, here's the update, day to day, full transparency. Here's what's going on, and it just felt refreshing, quite frankly, because the Jets have left us dangling in the wind before, going, "Oh shit, oh Jesus, what's going on? This is happening, whatever." So no, I thought the Jets handled it like pros. It's great to see how it was covered from the Jets side of it coming through, and clarity and transparency for the fans. Because again, like me and you, Jake, sometimes we're there at the training camp practice and we see it with our eyes, but when we're doing content creation, we're just here. We're not. We don't get to see it. The beat reporters and the people that are there, they are our eyes and ears. That's how we're understanding whatever the hell is going on. So yeah, it was some scary couple hours there, but thankfully the Jets Super Bowl season is back on, baby.
We can only hope. How about a 9-win season, Paul? I mean, my expectations are low.
I haven't seen one of those since what was that, 2010? So oof, it's been a while.
2015.
Oh, obviously, right. I try to pretend that never happened. Yes, 2015. That's right. Right. We had the 10-6 year. We had the 11-win year in 2010. We had the 9-win year in 2009. So yeah, but it's been a long ass time. One winning season in 14 years, Jake. That's not good. No.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Well, we're going to try and manifest some positivity on the show today. So we're going to give away a Justin Fields jersey at the end of the show. So all you got to do to enter is gift memberships like Green Gang did. He is in our raffle for 5. Anthony Ligariato, he also is in the raffle for 5 by gifting 5 channel memberships. Let's go.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Gift away for your chance to win. A huge shout out to Colin, who also is in the Asmaniac raffle now by gifting not 1, not 2. How about 5 memberships?
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
All right, we're going to get to a couple of your super chats here coming up. But I do want to, once again, I can't say thank you enough to the audience. So you brought up Bob's comments here about me losing my mind yesterday. I mean, it was the earliest I had to pop the Henny on the show since.
I saw that on Instagram. Yeah, that's phenomenal.
It's the earliest I've had to do that since the day after the Rodgers injury when I went live at like 8 a.m. the next day. And it was
thank God you had it at the ready, Jake. What a professional.
Oh, yeah. Always. But yesterday the Jets went live, and obviously the entire fan base is flocking to hear from Aaron Glenn. Mm-hmm. And I was already live, right? So our YouTube show yesterday, I mean, we peaked at over 1,200 live viewers. I mean, it was great to get the audience back, but we outrated the Jets themselves. So I just want to thank the
pretty crazy.
Asmaniac community and everyone who tunes in daily, because that was, we're not the best of circumstances,
Of course.
getting those views, but certainly appreciate the support. And make sure, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you do so, and make sure you guys subscribe to Boy Green as well. A couple super chats we'll get to here, Paul, and then I want your takeaways on what we've seen and heard from practice so far. This first one is from Big Country, who's in the raffle for 2 with this $10 super chat here. Big Country says, Justin is back. JJ got cleared by his doctors. It's all coming together. Positive vibes. My 2 favorite Jets broadcasters. Thanks, boys. Big Country. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, let's talk about Jermaine Johnson here. It's a good segue. Jermaine Johnson himself tweeted that he's back from L.A. His doctors cleared him. He had the same doctor that operated on Aaron Rodgers' Achilles, Neil Elatrosh. So JJ being cleared is great news. He's still on the PUP list for now. They could take him off that list at any point. I think they're going to ease him back in, though. Glenn understands the big picture with a player like Jermaine, but all great news with Jermaine, and I can't wait to see him back out there at some point soon.
Yeah, that was my Boy Green Daily this morning. I had another plan of a show to talk about, and then I just saw very early in the morning JJ put that out. I'm like, oh my God, that's tremendous news. So yes, Jermaine Johnson has been medically cleared, and I'm glad that you said all that, Jake, because it's important, because fans, I don't think sometimes understand the nuts and bolts. So Jermaine has been cleared by his people, Neil Elatrosh and his medical team that performed the surgery, which I don't want to understate. That's a massive step. That's amazing. That's awesome. That's great for JJ, and all his testing numbers, the GPS numbers he's been doing on Instagram, those all look great. However, Jermaine also has to be cleared by the Jets and their medical team. So that also has to happen. And to your point, Jermaine Johnson, before training camp, was placed on the PUP list, technically the active, physically unable to perform list. And what that means is, while he's on that list, Jermaine Johnson, he can attend meetings, he can use the team facilities, but he's not allowed to practice with that designation. But the good news is he can be activated at any point. We saw that with Breece Hall a couple years ago. He was placed on the PUP list, and then like a week or two in, boom, he jumped off the list. I agree with you 100%. While this is phenomenal news for Jermaine, I think the Jets are slow playing this. I don't anticipate the Jets activating Jermaine today off the PUP list. I think it's going to take some time. And it's good. It's fine. There's no rush, literally no rush, that he can continue to be on the PUP list, and the Jets can bring him back on their own timeline. There's no rush. We don't need to see him in the preseason. We don't need to see him in joint practice. We don't need to see him in anything. Let him recover and rehab at his own level. But obviously, the Jets are banking on Jermaine Johnson, Jake. Look at the freaking depth at defensive end this offseason. They wouldn't do that if they didn't believe Jermaine Johnson was coming back full bore, because you got Will McDonald, you got Jermaine Johnson, and Jake Asman and Asmaniacs are going to hate to hear this. Your next best defensive end, his name, or accomplished, or whatever word you want to use, is Michael Clemens. So with how all that sets up, the only thing that could possibly say to me is the Jets are like, oh, Jermaine's going to be back, and he's going to be back amazing and very quickly. Because if they did not believe that, Jadeveon Clowney would be a Jet right now. Insert your veteran defensive end would be a Jet right now. So, a lot of positive news, certainly, but they're still going to slow play this.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jets are on the practice field right now, and I want to thank the Asmaniac community for providing me with opportunities to make people happy. This email I just received from listener Daniel, who says, thank you again. I think we gave away 15 plus tickets to this practice right now. So Daniel just sent me this awesome photo of him with his 2 sons at training camp. So
cool.
Shout out to this community for making it possible for awesome family moments like that. And then what we showed earlier in the show, JC tweeted me the picture of him and his son at training camp, his son rocking the Sauce jersey, his favorite player. So love that. And that's what it's all about. So,
hey, by the way, everyone. Real quick, Jake, I want to make sure I get this in. When people, I've gotten a few Instagram DMs like, Boy Green, you got any hookup on training camp tickets? And for months or weeks or whatever it's been, I've said, I know a guy. Jake Asman's your guy. if you want to get, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy who knows Jake Asman. And from what I've been told, if you're looking for people, with the trench coat, Jake is a trader of tickets. Like, he reached out to his people, and sometimes events happen. People claim tickets. They can't do it. They give them to you, and then you're the ultimate, distributor of tickets, which is super awesome. So I think we have an amazing community here. I want to give you a big salute, Jake, for everything you do for it, because I've seen so many great pictures like that on social media and emails to you and everything else where people are like, thanks, man. So it's very cool that you're able to do this.
I appreciate that, Paul. And it's once again a testament to the best fan base in sports that hopefully we finally get rewarded, as I say this all the time, for our loyalty to the Jet franchise. Beautiful day weather-wise, too. I know it's hot
for
out
sure.
there, but still, it's in the morning, so it's not as brutal as it will be. This practice was in the afternoon. You look at just what the Jet fan base is all about. I mean, it's all about just loyalty and passion and just dealing with days like yesterday. And that's why it's so shocking that we come away, all things considered, unscathed. Once again, the big story this morning, this is video from practice today. This was recorded just after 8:45 this morning Eastern time. This is Fields jogging, moving around. He's not participating in team drills, but that's precautionary. He looks good.
Of course.
He's moving. He's going to be A-okay, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see Justin Fields a full participant in practice at some point early next week. Who knows? Maybe even tomorrow at this rate with how well he seemingly is moving today. A couple super chats I want to get to, and then some other topics involving the Jets. Big Loyal with a $10 super chat. He joins our Justin Fields jersey raffle at the end of the stream for 2. LOL, all you could see is Fields go down, get up, and then go back down again. Thought it was Rodgers all over again. Once again, every which way this play was described by people who were there, you feared the worst. It was just brutal, right? He's injured. He is moving around uncomfortably. He gets up, goes down. It felt like, oh my God, like non-contact we're hearing too. Like cards coming out. Like, is this an Achilles? Is this ACL? Like you feared the worst yesterday, which is why there is a major sense and sigh of relief in the fan base.
Jake, did a video come out on the injury that I missed?
No, I think he's just saying like,
the up and down nature of social media or something. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was about to say, because that's what I was trying to look for. I'm like, let's see it. I know the fantasy doctors were trying to, where's the video? Let's diagnose. Let's go all that. Yeah. Thankfully, it was not. Big Loyal. Salute, though.
J-Boy is in the Asmaniac raffle for another 5 entries. Let's go. A lot of memberships being gifted today. It's a football Friday. The vibes are high. J-Boy is now in our raffle for another 5. So good luck to him there. If you got a membership, make sure you thank J-Boy for that. Let's see. We got a super chat here from DJ. He writes in, thoughts on AVT's comments on not seeing accountability in his first few years and how AG shows that. Look, that to me was a very revealing comment. I actually just talked about this before you hopped on with me, Paul. I'd love your thoughts. What do you make of those comments from AVT yesterday? And then also just the fact that it seems like Aaron Glenn was talking openly about wanting to try and get an extension done with AVT, perhaps before the regular season even starts, maybe at some point during the season.
Yeah, I would say that's so I'll get to AVT specifically comments in a second. I'll go to AG's first. That to me was eyebrow raising when so a media member asks, AG about, you guys are handing out all these extensions. What about AVT? He calls him a great player and essentially says, man, it'd be great if we could get something done. To me, I was like, wow, that's is Darren Muji still cooking? Is he still in the kitchen? Is there another deal to be done here? If I'm being perfectly candid, I would be flabbergasted if AVT gets a long-term deal from the Jets now, mid-season even. That would just shock me because AVT is young. He has played guard, tackle, and every other position not named center. He knows if he hits free agency, somebody's going to pay him. Maybe even a hungry NFL team looking for a starting tackle goes, hey, AVT, you want to play tackle and make a lot more money? Here's a bag. So it would just really stun me. I think the real play is probably John Simpson to get him extended. Seems like he's sort of found his calling here. That seems to be the John Franklin Myers mid-season extension candidate, and his wife got a residency here. That makes a lot of sense for him to stay. I would love for AVT to stay. He's really talented. It's complicated. 2 of his 4 years, Rich Samini wrote this in one of his pieces recently that this is the first year that AVT is not coming off a season-ending injury since his rookie season. I mean, that's a weird thing to think, but that's true. So it's been hard for AVT to be healthy. But to go back to the AVT comments and accountability, Jake, it's very easy to see a lot of these comments coming through. Sauce, I don't know if you saw that one, Jake, but Sauce came through and said, man, Steve, what's your favorite part about this new defense, Sauce? And he goes, man, I'm going to get to play in the slot. I'm going to blitz a little bit. I'm going to be able to shadow. Like, man, it's so great. Like, basically the coaching staff knows what I can do, and I know what I was capable of. And finally, like, they're kind of let me off the leash. Now, he didn't directly piss on the grave of, former Jets coaches, but he sort of did, saying, finally, they're sort of let me out of the bag here. So as we sort of comb through all of these players, Jake, we're all getting sort of parting shots, whether they mean it or not. And, hey, it is what it is. It's new vibes on One Jets Drive.
It's great to hear because there is talent on this team, and
Clearly
it needs to be coached up if this team is going to be better than many of us anticipate. How about this for some breaking news? Green.
Breaking news. Oh,
you
Jesus.
ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this one.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
The summer of Malachi Corley. Malachi Corley reportedly just caught a touchdown. You see the tweets here from three of the guys there. Faria, Costello, Hughes. Corley snagging a touchdown on a tipped pass from Brady Cook. Nice concentration from Malachi Corley. The pass apparently a bit behind him, but he was able to bring it in for the score. All right, time to update my projected 53-man roster. Malachi Corley, you're on the team, baby. I'm sold.
I love this. Is cool. I don't know, to your point about doing a show at the same time as these training camp practices are happening and getting these live updates. This is fun. There is no, that's not true. I won't say that. There is people that I would be very happy for. I just want to say that I'm really happy for Corley. It's awesome. We all want him as Jet fans to overcome the bullshit from last year, whether self-inflicted / coaching staff or anything. That's awesome. It's Garrett Wilson, and then there's a lot of, you said, I was just about to quote Jake Asman to Jake Asman. You were talking with Quincy Anunwa on ESPN radio, and you said, hey, Quincy, after Garrett Wilson, there's like a lot of room to be made up here at wide receiver. It's basically anyone's game. I was just about to quote you to you. Has that ever happened before to Jake Asman? I heard this one interview. What's this handsome guy? Jake Asman, right, to Jake Asman. But you said it to Quincy, and it's true. Malachi has a chance to make up some crazy ground or be awful and lazy and not make the team. Like the realm of possibilities is massive for Malachi. So I'm rooting for him like nobody's business, man.
I love it. No one's ever quoted me, Paul, to me. So I like that.
Okay. Boom. History.
You're the first. Shooter says, hallelujah. That's right. He's in the raffle for 5 with this. How about J-Boy getting in on the gifting on Paul's channel as we do the simulcast on his channel? 5 memberships on the BG channel. And then you also got a super chat from NY Jets Indy who says, let's go. Fields is back at practice. Let's go. Jets vibes are high today, BG. You could feel the magic in the air.
And look at this. You talk about the cross-pollination, right? Here are the 5 new members of Boy Green Coffee Club. Enoch Forte, NYC Camper, Just Endure the Suffering, Jets Mess, and Big Loyal, who just gifted a super chat on your channel. We're getting all this cross-pollination, baby. It's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, you want more breaking news, Boy Green?
Oh, boy. Okay, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, a lot is happening at Jet Camp. You better be locked in with us.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
This is from ESPN's stats and info. Justin Fields is the first quarterback in NFL history to die and then practice the next day. Boy Green, your thoughts?
Oh, that's funny. NYJ Mike, he had a funny tweet yesterday. It went viral. He was just saying, like, about the NFL media covering it, that Justin Fields, his leg was amputated and how he's been able to sort of turn it all around. And he was thanking the NFL media for all of that. That's hilarious. NYJ Mike is very funny, and I love it. And hey, man, it just feels good to be able to be making these jokes, because if it went a different way, we'd be having a much grimmer show on the Jake Asman Show, Boy Green Day and everything, that we'd be having funerals and eulogies being given on seasons and things, and that would have been awful. So I'm glad we're able to laugh about it. I'm glad Fields already back on the field. That's exciting and quite frankly, even a little bit surprising. So that's great news.
Shout out to NYJ Mike. He is a must follow if you're a Jet fan, one of the funniest people out there. Terrence writes in, Jake Paul Coffee Club as Maniacs, LFG. Wow, man, it's amazing what your quarterback not dying on the second practice of summer can do to the fan base.
That's true, Jake. We're going to have to do one of those, though. We're going to have to get Coffee Club members as Maniacs. We'll have to do a game one of these years, getting everybody together. That'd be awesome.
I love it. Speaking of games, I do want to mention this because a couple people have asked, and we have a lot of people that are returning to the show after maybe taking the summer off. We do have some tickets left and a couple field passes left for our event for the Jets-Panthers game this year. We'll have tailgate info coming up in just a bit, but we'll have a discounted tailgate beforehand through Tailgate Joe and Lot E26, and then Game ticket is in section 129. It's only $165 per person, which is about $70 cheaper than what the actual face value price is because we have a group buy discount. Come on the field with us after the game. If you want to buy your ticket, I'd go today. Lock in your spot by clicking the link in the description for the video you're watching right now. That's Jets-Panthers, 1 o'clock kickoff on October 19th. TriStar Jet with a super chat. He's been a channel member for a year. Whoa. If
Nice.
this coaching staff can find a role for Corley and Clemens, I'll be sold. LFG Jets, baby. Fields is alive. Yeah, he's alive. And look, obviously I have my doubts on Corley. I certainly have my doubts on Clemens, but there's no doubt if the Jets turn those guys into respectable players, that's a huge win for the coaching staff, and it does give you a lot of belief in these guys maybe being the right people for the job.
And you look at the positions. Again, Garrett Wilson, a bunch of other guys. Defensive end, there's Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson, and a bunch of other guys. So there's a lot of opportunity. Obviously, AG had that viral comment about Clemens and his body and what he looks like and the power and all that jazz he brings to the table. It's a blank canvas. It doesn't matter where you were drafted, first round, second round, third round, fourth round. Everyone's here. It's a 91-man roster with Leonda Vegan from the NFL's International Pathway Program. It's a race to 53. Who makes it? The best players will.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, they will cut the line. How about there's been some reports of Brandon Stevens playing well through the first couple of days of camp? What do you make of that?
We brought this up because apparently on day one, the first play of 7-on-7s, Garrett Wilson mossed Brandon Stevens. And I went to social media, a dangerous place, and Ravens fans were waiting for this apparently. Someone bookmarked a tweet of mine from when Brandon Stevens was signed in March and unleashed it this week and said, see, I told you Brandon Stevens sucks. And I'm like, wait a second, you bookmarked this tweet 5 months ago, you psychopath? And Raven fans were ready to unleash on Brandon Stevens. That's sick. But I would just say this. So apparently Brandon Stevens had some bad moments in day one, and then yesterday it was sort of overshadowed by all the Justin Fields stuff, but he looked great. Like, maybe Brandon Stevens is going to be awful. I don't know. But, like, if the worst thing he's done is getting mossed by Garrett Wilson, well, I've got news for you. A lot of people are about to get mossed by Garrett Wilson. So that's not some sign of disrespect. It's not like, again, no disrespect, Pokey Wilson mossing Brandon Stevens. Okay, let's have a conversation about that. But Garrett Wilson doing it, a lot of people are going to do it. So it's good to see. To me, I think Brandon Stevens is going to be the starter week one, and then we'll go from there. If Azaria Thomas eventually takes his job, so be it. We could have that conversation. But I think there's 36 million reasons that Brandon Stevens is going to get at least an opportunity to prove himself. And this is a great opportunity, Jake. We're all excited about him, but here's what we don't know. How good of a head coach is he? We've never seen it. We don't know. So let's check out his coaching. He believes that there are traits here with Brandon Stevens that they, as a coaching staff, Dre Bly, Chris Harris, AG, Steve Wilkes, they believe they can get some untapped potential here and take Brandon Stevens to another level. Well, let's prove it. Let's see if they're right, because the rest of the league was laughing at the Brandon Stevens signing. We'll see what happens in a couple weeks.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Not great. Connor Longer's there. That's right. 14 years old, already giving us day-to-day and live updates from camp. Punting continues to look poor for the Jets. I anticipate the week one punter not on the team. That's not great. I mean, the kicking sucked yesterday, apparently.
Oh, it was
Both
awful.
field goal kickers were terrible. They probably don't have at least one of their kicker or punter for week one on the team right now. I don't know both. Maybe one of these kickers could straighten things out, or one of the punters can get their act together, but I didn't like getting rid of Morstead at the time. I thought it was silly. I understand you want to get younger and you don't want guys over 30, but he's a punter. He's really good. He's a team first guy. You and I know him personally, obviously.
Yes.
To me, it makes no sense that they got rid of him. I'll never agree with it, but this is not a good update here. Your thoughts on these special teams?
Yeah, you want to boot Legatron, Greg Zuerlein. I had no issue with that. Quite frankly, you did it months and months too late. So Greg Zuerlein being tossed, that totally made sense. Morstead, again, I didn't get it. I'm happy for Morstead. I'm glad he landed in San Francisco. Good for him. This is what's going to happen, Jake, when you have a bunch of dudes on the roster who have never kicked at the NFL level before. Harrison Mevis, our kicker, who was on the Panthers last year, he didn't make it through. Go to punter Austin McNamara. He made it to Bengals preseason and then got dumped, so he didn't make it. Then we have Caden Davis, rookie, Kai Kroger, rookie. I mean, these are a bunch of guys who have never done it before. I think it's an interesting choice, especially with how much AG in his introductory press conference pounded the table for how important special teams is, and they're investing zip and pip in special teams. It seems odd. Yeah, to your point, at least one of the starting kicker and punter week one is not on this roster. And quite frankly, it could be both.
Some updates from camp. We had Cisco and Xavier Gibson catching punts. How about that? Brandon Cisco.
Wait, say that one more time. Who are the two?
Cisco and Gibson. Andre Cisco.
Andre Cisco. Okay, okay. Ooh, oh, wow. Okay.
A little interesting nugget there.
Yeah, because I covered Andre Cisco here in college at Syracuse, and I don't remember him ever doing any punt returns. Maybe did it in high school. I'm not sure. So interesting. Wow. Okay. Hey, you know what? Let's throw everything at the wall. People talked about Arian Smith a couple of weeks ago. Great. Aaron Smith, Xavier Gibson, Jamal Pritchett, South Alabama. Shout out there. Let's throw everybody back there and try to find the best guy for the job.
And as expected, the starting defense, if you will, is pretty standard with Stevens and Sauce being the corners. You got obviously Carter on the inside. What's interesting, though, is Jamin Davis right now is the third linebacker. So in some packages, when they go three linebackers, you're going to have obviously Sherwood, Quincy, and at least according to fans that are there, I'm seeing the tweets online right now, it looks like it's going to be Davis, at least initially, as the third linebacker because he's out there with the first team defense.
Well, let's salute Phil Savage, right? So Joe Douglas gets canned last year after Saleh had gotten canned several weeks before. And Phil Savage, hey, man, just don't crash the car for the final 6 weeks of the season or whatever it was for Phil. And there wasn't a lot to do. The trade deadline was passed. He doesn't have any real power to give extensions or anything like that. So what does he do? He made a few waiver wire claims. Fedarian Mathis, former top 50 pick of the Washington Commanders on the defensive line. I think he's a sneaky guy that we should pay attention to in training camp. And Jamin Davis, who is bigger name because he's a former first-round pick as well. I also think he might have came from Washington, and which is weird. But either way, so he has a clear path. Like we have Quincy and Jamin, they're awesome. But who's linebacker 3? Francisco Mauigoa, the rookie, is going to be in that conversation. Zaire Barnes, who may or may not actually be on this roster. I don't know if I've ever actually seen him play before, but he's apparently on the roster. Jamin Davis, this would be great. So awesome. Davis obviously has first-round pedigree, and if the Jets can sort of be a renaissance for his career, that'd be terrific.
Hey, big shout-out to JD Surf City, who he skipped the YouTube memberships. He just went right to Venmo, which, hey.
Oh, perfect.
Cha-ching, I'm fine with that. I'm a Capelfish. So, JD, I accounted for your Venmo in our Justin Fields raffle for the jersey here that you see on the screen at the end of the show. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. One of our great listeners, Nate, is actually at training camp right now. He called in. He's sitting in the stands. I'll pop him up real quick.
Oh, awesome.
I'm not allowed to obviously show you guys plays. I don't want to get in trouble with the Jets. I'll respect their media rules, even though I'm not technically media right now doing the show. But here's a live look at training camp. We got Nate at One Jets Drive right now, sitting in the stands with the people. Love it.
Yeah, this is awesome. And it's cool that the fans get to be there. And, of course, all the media rules and everything. Don't want to ruffle any feathers, but this is awesome.
These are the ones. Tyrod and the ones.
Okay.
Okay, Tyrod and the ones. Okay.
Tyrod and the ones. I'll show one play. That's it.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Right. Just, wet the beak a little bit for the fan base here. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Okay. A touchdown. We scored a touchdown.
It appeared to be.
Touchdown.
Braylon Allen's fighting, but...
Braylon Allen. Yeah. Nate.
Tom Ace's leg. Tom Ace's leg in his hands.
Love it. The Asmaniacs are well represented at training camp today.
Beautiful. Wow.
Love it. Nate, you keep us posted. Love it. Well done. The Dominican Destroyer's in on the Fields raffle for one. Appreciate that, Dominican Destroyer. Hit the like button if you guys are just tuning in. We're talking all things Jets. I'm going to keep playing this because the vibes are high. This was from the SNY Jets Twitter account at the start of practice today. Fields is out there. He's not in teams, but he went through some of the individual stuff. He went out there during team stretch. He's got his helmet. If he was considered an injured player, he wouldn't be doing any of this. So this is a great sign. Jets themselves said that he's day-to-day. Look, wouldn't surprise me if by Monday, after the off day Sunday, if he's back out there as a pretty much full participant, but we'll see. But either way, I mean, you talk about great news on a Friday to start the weekend. Seeing Justin Fields out there with the Jets is awesome.
Yeah, Jake, we're less than 2 weeks away now from the Hall of Fame game. Again, an event we'll be forever connected to from all those wonderful times a couple of years ago. And so, football is on. Which means what is that? 1 week, not 2 weeks away, 1 week away, excuse me, less than a week away from the Hall of Fame game, but less than 2 weeks away from the Jets' first preseason game. So for me, I'd love to see Justin Fields back in practice next week. That'd be awesome if we could get him there. And then, to be honest, I don't know where you've stood on this or said anything, Jake, but I didn't think Justin Fields was going to play in the preseason before any of the injuries. Now with the injury thing, I definitely don't think he's going to play at all in the preseason.
Well, I'll tell you what, I do think that the plan is for the starters to play in the preseason. I'm not sure how much, though. I thought Fields would play a little bit just because everything is so new, right? Like even Rodgers played in the preseason 2 years ago because everything was so new. But maybe now they're more cautious because of this toe thing. I don't know. I mean, we know it's going to be a lot more of a physical camp as soon as they're allowed to put the pads on and actually have live tackling sessions.
Right. Tomorrow, I believe, is the back together part of the NFL Plus weekend. Brian Baldinger and Judy Batista are going to be there for NFL Network. I can't remember if Saturday is Pads Day or if it's Sunday or Monday, but it's definitely obviously coming here in the very near distant future.
You want some great updates?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read you some tweets here from training camp. Tyrod connects with Taylor at the 1 yard line and gets his feet in before Quincy Williams lays a nice hit. Mason Taylor having a nice practice. Just caught another one from Tyrod Taylor. Nick Faria saying Taylor been active in today's practice. Membu just stonewalled Will McDonald as well. And then a Connor Long tweet that says, beautiful vision by Breece Hall for a touchdown. So they're clearly running a little goal line session right now in the red zone. But I love it, man. I love it. Give me all the training camp tweets I can get.
Oh, that is amazing. I love it. Keep them coming. It's just great, Jake, because obviously we've been going through this doldrum of nothingness since the end of mandatory minicamp to training camp. So we've just been waiting forever. So it's just awesome to finally get it.
100%. How about this super chat here on your channel? Fee Flory _ in Big D. What a name.
There you
just
go.
Want to help support your shows. Thanks for the great content.
And by the way, that's another raffle ticket we're giving away. If you don't mind, Jake, we're giving away a pair of tickets to the Jets-Cowboys game. The big giveaway that we're doing on my channel is for the Week 5 game. I'm bringing 50-plus Jet fans and Boy Green Coffee Club members to the Jets game. It's Week 5, Sunday, October 5th. Every $20 spent on my channel for the next 6 days gets you a raffle ticket to win that prize. It's 2 Jets-Cowboys tickets. It's 2 tailgate tickets. I know you're doing an event with this guy, too. Chef Kevin Gilbert's catering the entire food event, so shout out to Chef that's taking care of us, and 2 T-shirts for Jets-Cowboys. So all of that is on the board. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, which is free to do, and send in $20 anywhere on YouTube. And just like Jake, Venmo or PayPal works too, but you can also spend it on the channel just like Flora Lily did. So shout out.
I love it. And you brought up Chef Kevin. I'll plug this because we do have about 15 spots left. We're doing a meetup at the Cloverleaf Tavern, which is Chef Kevin's restaurant, after the Green and White scrimmage next Saturday. So I'll be making my camp debut next Saturday. By the way, I actually don't have any tickets for myself for that. If anyone has tickets for Saturday, August 2nd, they can't use, please send them my way. I'm assuming at some point I'll get some sent because that's usually how it goes, or I could just, go as media. But I'd rather go as a fan because I rather mix it up with fans. So if anyone has August 2nd training camp tickets, please send them my way. And I'd love to use them and go as a fan that day. And obviously, if you have extras, I'll distribute whatever I don't use to Jet fans that need them. And that's a highly requested day because it's the Green and White scrimmage. And we have the Cloverleaf Tavern event following the scrimmage that morning. But it's a free event. There'll be free food. There'll be raffle prizes, some giveaways. It is going to be absolutely awesome. So check it out, Jet fans. RSVP with the link in the description if you're interested in joining us at Chef Kevin's awesome spot.
Have you worked with him before, Jake?
No, first time, man.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, you're going to have to let me know how it is because, like I said, our first event together, and we're hoping me and Chef to do this every year moving forward for a Jets game every year where he caters all the food before the game. So ours is October 5th. So, yeah, you're definitely going to have to let me know how it goes. But I've heard so many wonderful things about his food, so I'm sure expectations are really high.
A beautiful grab from Quentin Skinner for a touchdown.
Ooh, beautiful.
Quentin Skinner, are you familiar with him?
I am. He helped me, Justin Fields, between mandatory minicamp and training camp, flew down 7 of his teammates to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I got to do a behind-the-scenes access piece. And Quentin Skinner was one of the Jets players that told me about everything that happened, from them going to a music studio to cut up music to go out to dinner. And by the way, just like we did Jake at the Hall of Fame, they went to Hibachi. Quentin Skinner, Justin Fields, he flew down all his teammates and went out for eating and food and the Digital Dreams photography. So I got to do a whole behind-the-scenes thing. So, yes, I'm intimately familiar with undrafted free agent wide receiver Quentin Skinner. He's a really good guy.
Also, speaking of just undrafted players, apparently Pritchard is continuing to make plays out there. So that's a name to watch because of his special teams prowess and if he can fight for a roster spot in that receiver room.
See you later, Xavier Gibson. I mean, come on, man. The story's sort of run its course. I'm ready to swap him out with a Jamal Pritchard or maybe there's someone else that fits that bill.
100% in agreement there. As if someone could beat out Xavier Gibson, I have no issue with that. With that said,
respect. With all due respect.
Absolutely. Yeah. Only the utmost of respect. We didn't do the Azzy Awards yesterday because we were dying on the first show with the field situation. Right. And then yesterday we were celebrating Fields' toe being okay. So we skipped a day of the Azzies, but we're back today, BG. And I got 2 categories that I'm attempting to do today, assuming I do a second show this afternoon, which is the plan. I'm just doing radio from 1 to 3 today. So if all goes well, I'll be back in my apartment around 4-ish, and we'll go live for a shorter second stream today. But the Azzy Award category that we're going to vote on here is the best rapper Azzy. If you've tuned into the show over the last calendar year, the 4 nominees have all sent in various diss tracks or just raps about the Jets or the Asmaniac community. So your nominees are Jets Johnny, Purple Belt Mike, Blitz BK, and JJ. Those are your 4 nominees for the Azzy Award. So, ladies and gentlemen, voting for this Best Rapper Azzy Award is officially underway.
It's time for the Azzy Awards. Gotta get through Jets off season. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? These Asmaniac callers are legends. It's up to the Jet. It's your time to vote. You gotta decide who's better. Asmaniacs drive the Jake Asman show. That's why we gotta have these Azzy Awards.
Yeah, baby. And for those asking, what about the Gorman Award? To properly do the greatest Charles Gorman moments, we need a lot more time than I have available this morning to play each of these clips. So I'm rearranging the calendar here. So we will save the Gorman Award probably for Sunday. I got Matt O'Leary popping on. He's going to be at training camp tomorrow, so he'll recap it with us on Sunday. So I'll probably save the Gorman category for Sunday, and we'll skip ahead. And this afternoon, we will be voting on the Fall from Grace as award.
Oh, my God.
Think about that. Bobby Midnight, Rob from Glenhead, Cheats Fan and BMAC. I don't think personally Bobby or Rob have any chance of winning this award. They're both still part of the show. But Cheats Fan and BMAC, I mean, we haven't heard from either in months.
Yeah, wow. I that's true with the Bobby return. Yeah, but BMAC, I mean, he's got to be up there. But yeah, wow. Oh boy, wow. That's a hilarious category.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We got over 300 something people watching right now. If you tuned in late, we are giving away a Justin Fields jersey at the end of the stream. But if you don't win that on Monday, we're doing the Asmaniac raffle for your chance to win a signed Joe Namath helmet and a signed Justin Fields helmet. So if you enter for a daily prize, you're automatically entered for any of the weekly raffles that we're doing, including the one on Monday. I also should say this. If you join my Patreon for the year, you earn 10 raffle tickets that are automatically applied to both the daily raffle and the weekly raffle. So to anyone out there who's on the fence, join the Patreon. You get all the perks, your name added to the intro, Discord access, info about exclusive events. I posted 2 bonus shows already this week on the Patreon, so check that out if you guys are interested. And I want to give a shout out to our most recent Patreon subscriber because I woke up to the notification that listener Guy, that's Guy, became a Patreon member and signed up for the year. So shout out to Guy. And also big shout out to our recent Patreon member, Sean Stewart, who signed up for the year, Ryan McCarthy, who signed up for the year, Jet Up Buttercup, Douglas Johnson, Justin Roderick Rivera, and Bobbleneck, our most recent Patreon subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordo getting in on the gifting. How about a 5 spot of channel memberships, baby? Let's go.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That we are. Let's see if I can pull up the memberships here from Jordo. Barney Miller, Pure Adrenaline Sports, Luis Cordova, Thomas Rossi, all receiving a channel membership there. Also, Mike Kopp receiving a membership from
Jake,
Jordo.
Can I throw a question at you?
Yes. Okay.
Can you bring that Patreon image back up that you just had up there?
I can.
Okay. So who, I don't even know if it's on this panel of photos that we have, who's the person that's made you go goo goo gaga the most? Because Jake, obviously, we're both from radio and TV and everything background, so we run into a lot of celebrity people a lot. It happens all the time. You have Rich Eisen here, Garrett Wilson's down there, Keyshawn Johnson. You also, I know he's not most popular right now. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, on the old IG that you ran into. So who's the person that made you the most? Because again, we have to sort of be built for this. We can't go goo goo gaga over everyone. Who's the person that's made you do that the most when you got to meet him, take a picture, shake a hand, or do anything?
It definitely was Rodgers, because like the other moments, like I felt like I was like in control with Rodgers. Like I don't even remember what I said to him. Like I kind of blacked out.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. How did it all happen? How did you see him? And then, obviously ask to take a picture. What happened? Give us the play-by-play of what you remember.
Yeah, it was like at 2 a.m, leaving Newark after the UFC fight. Like he was walking out, and like I ran up to him because like I was sitting like not far from where he was, by the ring. And I don't even remember exactly what I said. I told him, that I huge Jets fan, do a Jet show, man. And he was like, oh, okay. And then I was just like, yeah, I know you're running out of here, man. Like, can we grab a pic real quick? And he's like, yep, no problem. And I was like, hey, stay healthy this year, man. Like, we can't wait to see you back. And he's like, appreciate that. I think that's like some version of how it went. But the whole interaction was like 30 seconds max, because he was literally like leaving in like a sea of people. So I was like just trying to be quick and
of course
get the picture with him.
At least you got it. That's going to be a cool. I know with everything that's happened, but that's going to be a cool photo you have forever, man. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I have no ill will towards the guy. I didn't work out, but
he's either. Yeah,
like obviously week 1 I want to beat his ass as a Jets fan, but like it's not personal. It's they're playing the Steelers, and I want the Jets to win. Yeah. But I think he's going to do well with the Steelers. I know people were mocking him online because apparently his first passing teams was a pick, but like I think he's still capable of being a good quarterback in this league for one season with that team that he has around him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that all works all together. Obviously, they're going all in the way we did in 2023, adding everyone under the sun. And like I said, I hope they burn in a pit of hell week 1. But yeah, we'll see what happens the rest of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, NYC to SRQ checks in. Who is Samuel Jackson that just signed with the Jets? He is from my neighborhood, Lakewood Ranch, Florida. I don't know anything about him other than the memes when the Jets announced they signed him were off the charts funny.
Yeah, I just know a few things. 6'5", 320 pounds, offensive lineman, got some opportunities with the Jacksonville Jaguars. UCF guy, spent his 4-year collegiate career over there as well. And this was the corresponding roster move to the Jets, moving on from Obinna Easy, who was the hard knock star with the Detroit Lions a couple years ago. So just some swapping around there on the bottom end of the offensive line roster. It's going to be hard to crack this offensive line group. I think 7 guys on this team are locks. The starting 5, you have Chukwuma Okorafor, who I'm really high on. You have Josh Myers. And then how many more are they keeping? Are they keeping 10? Is it 9? There's not a lot of spots up for grabs.
I just saw the Jets themselves. They announced that on August 28th, they're going to share what the rivalry jerseys that they're going to be rocking this season are going to look like. They're going to wear them against the Dolphins on December 7th. So the Jets and the Dolphins will both be wearing like new jerseys for the rivalry game this year. I don't know. The NFL's basically, how can we make more money? Oh, unveil a jersey we'll wear one time over the course of a 17-game season that fans will flock to buy anyway. That's how we could do it.
Yeah, so I've heard rumors about this. I have no idea what they look like. And people have been sharing fake stuff too, so I don't know what's the truth. But that is going to be interesting. Hey, you know what? I'm a jersey freak. I've got like 75 jerseys over there. So, if it looks halfway decent, I might be on it.
Andre Cisco just made an excellent break on a pass to Taylor. Incomplete. He picked off a pass on a deflection the very next play. Cisco, quote, flying around the field. That's from Nick Faria on Twitter. I liked Cisco. I know you were high on him from the beginning. He was a guy you targeted even before the Jets signed him, that you said you'd like to see Darren Muji signed, and so far so good for the pride of Syracuse and the guy that was born and raised on Long Island.
Hey, on the Jake Asman show, we did a pre-free agency show. Jake, you turned to me. I try to reshare this clip every once in a while. You're like, come on, who's a free agent name? And I'm like, everyone's going to say all these big names. Here's a name for you that no one's talking about. Andre Cisco, the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's exactly what we need. We were, tied for 4th least amount of interceptions last year, and he's been an interception monster in the NFL. In college, he had 13 picks in college. He had another 8 picks here in the NFL. He just has a knack for the ball. He's a great film watcher. I covered him here at Syracuse. I think he's exactly what the doctor ordered. And I think we got lucky to get him for a 1-year deal for $8.5 million. He's coming off his worst year as a pro, his final year in Jacksonville. So we get him for a song, and he's going to get the bag from someone next year. He's super young. I hope he stays here. I don't know if we will be able to keep him because he's probably going to command a lot of money after having a really good year here with the Jets. But I absolutely love Andre Cisco.
C checks in. Boy Green on his show. I don't give a flying hoot. Boy Green on Jake's show. I don't give a flying F.
That is true. I don't know why that's happened where I'm just like, oh, kerfluffle. And then like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know why that. I'm not sure why that happens. Yeah.
Hit the like button. Comments, questions, your super chats. Cut the line. Aaron Glenn will be speaking coming up here shortly. I think we're going to be able to carry it live on the show. So if you want to hear from Aaron Glenn fresh off of practice, you can. Practice just wrapped up for the Jets here. So we are going to hear from Glenn shortly here. I'm sure we'll get some updates on Justin Fields, who was out there. I do have some play-by-play to recap the move the ball period to end practice.
Right. Give it to us.
Tyrod Taylor, quarterback, first-team offense, first-team defense. First play, incomplete pass to Mason Taylor. The other was a defensive penalty. Second play, incomplete to Taylor. Third play, incomplete to unknown. So Zach Rosenblatt, I guess, didn't see because I'm reading from his Twitter.
Yeah.
Next play, 15 yards to Garrett Wilson. Next play, complete to Wilson. Next play, complete to Wilson to get to the 10-yard line. Next play, incomplete to Tyler Johnson. Next play, intercepted in the end zone by Andre Cisco. So a lot of Garrett, a lot of Mason Taylor, and the defense makes a play at the goal line.
Hey, I mean, that should be the plan this year. I mean, Garrett, and more Garrett. And here's the great thing is that hopefully, I mean, we're hoping on this because we haven't seen it. Tanner Angstrand should know, and so should Aaron Glenn. Other teams are going to double Garrett Wilson, and they're going to dare anyone else on the Jets to beat them. It's going to be up to Tanner Angstrand to manufacture touches for Garrett, put him in unique positions so you could get the ball in his hands regardless if there's a double team or anything. And I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity. So I'm really excited. Garrett should get the rock. Mason's going to has a path to being the second or third target leader on the New York Jets. Breece Hall's going to be in that conversation too. So there's a lot of opportunities, baby.
The sign behind you, BG, I meant to ask you about this. The Jets draft room sign. Is that actually from the draft room? How did you get that?
Yeah. So, hey, Jake, you may be getting a wonderful package, right? Did we talk about this on air? Was it off air? I can't remember. Austrian Jet fan, right? So, number one Austrian Jet fan. So he reached out to me. I have a Discord just like you, and Austrian reached out to me and said, "Hey, what's your address, Boy Green?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, here it is." He's like, "I'm working on something for you." I'm like, "Cool." And next thing I know, 3 packages from Austria get delivered on my front stoop. And I'm like, what in the world? And I open it, and there's a lot of T-shirts, custom merch of Boy Green, like Jet logo shirts, and those are awesome. And something else that was in there was this Jets draft room. This was a live photo from the 2025 Jets draft room that Austrian like super imprinted on this like banner and said, "Hey, I made it for you. Do you want to hang it up in your background?" I'm like, of course. And it looks awesome. So that is sick. It's insane. Austrian Jet fan, apparently he's making some stuff for people in my universe, James Woody and a couple other Jets. And I heard you, obviously, you told me he's going to try to send some stuff to you too. So shout out to Austrian, super creative. He's got all kinds of awesome stuff. And I hope maybe you'll get one of these too. So awesome job by Austrian. I immediately had to put it up. I said, oh my God,
it looks legit. Amazing. It looks like it's the actual like signage you'd see draft night.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Massive salute to the number one Austrian Jet fan. He is terrific. Again, he sent that with me with a bunch of other crazy merch. So, and it looks sick. Thank you, Austrian.
Comments, questions, super chats. They will cut the line. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Aaron Glenn is going to be going live in just a bit. So when that happens, we will take you to One Jets Drive, and you can see it here. We're ready for it. You'll hear from the man himself as Justin Fields was out there with his helmet on today. He didn't participate in team drills, but he was jogging, he was moving, signing autographs. So when AG goes live and what's supposed to be around 9 minutes from now, thanks to Gator's assistance, we'll be able to carry this presser live. With that said, let's take our first phone call on the day, because joining us on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is none other than a man who hails all the way from Vermont. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello to a guy with air conditioning now in his apartment, Bobby midnight.
Well, I'm getting really freaking pissed. I thought I saw Gary's pretty wife. I need to get some sleep. I'm happy. It's very nice and cool in here today, Jake. I'm telling you, very cool.
You finally set up air conditioning. So I don't know if you know this, Boy Green, but
I
Bobby
did
had
not.
no AC for
God.
a year. He was lying through his teeth about it. He told people like Nick Shine that he had air conditioning. He didn't. So the Asmaniacs and Shiners raised money for Bobby to actually
awesome.
have AC in his apartment.
Good for you, Bobby.
That's very happy now.
Yeah, your cat's not dying.
Jake, last year I thought you played a few of the practices when Nate was there. You didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, but there's very specific rules, so I don't want to. And also,
okay.
Glenn's from what I've heard, is a lot more strict with this stuff. So I'm
okay, gotcha.
I'm not trying to piss anyone off showing a random play in July.
Okay, I thought you did it last year. You didn't get in trouble. See, I didn't get the Dunkin' Donuts shop. But
what?
In Hinsdale, there's this place called Bacon Me Crazy, right? And it's a diner. And then I'm going to be going for a job interview Tuesday at 9:00 for a cook. I used to do that at the college. So I called her up today and found out the wait staff was full. And then she says, "Oh, we're looking for a cook. And can you come in on Tuesday?" And I said, "Yes." 9:00.
Wait a second. Let's circle back to the Dunkin' aspect of this. What happened with Dunkin' Donuts? It feels like things were promising.
I know, it was promising. I went to the interview. They said I'd call you back tomorrow, and never did. So, yeah, but I still have.
That doesn't mean you didn't get it. Why don't you follow up and say, "Hey, I'm just checking in to see if there's an update on whether or not there's an offer for the position I interviewed for." Why don't you just reach out?
Yeah, I could do that today.
You should. That doesn't mean you didn't get it. Did they say you didn't get it?
No, they didn't say that.
So then you technically or so then there's not. Then you don't know.
I could call up Greg.
Or send an email. How do you correspond with these people?
I call them up. That's how I got the cook interview on Tuesday at 9:00. So that would be good.
Yeah, that's what you need to do then. You need to call them up. You're still in the mix.
After you finish, after I finish with you, we'll call them up.
I mean, just don't do this though. Don't call them up with like a donut in your mouth. All right.
No, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. So
did they say that they would call you back either way? Good question here from Boomtown.
Yeah, I think they did either way. Yeah, that's what they told me. Greg said it. I haven't got a phone call yet, so I might as well take the reins in my own hand and call them, like you said.
I agree. All right, here's what I'm going to do, though, Bob. Aaron Glenn is about to talk, so I'm going to get rid of you here because we got actual pressing matters to attend to on the program. So we are moments away from Aaron Glenn's presser, where we should get more updates about Justin Fields. So we will listen in live as soon as it goes live. BG. But once again, I'm having some issues here with the layout on StreamYard and getting Paul up. 1 second, Paul. I will get you situated here. But basically what I think we all want to see now as Jet fans from Aaron Glenn is that, he's day to day. He was out there and he's going to be back as early as Monday after the out day. Or I guess best case would be tomorrow, but all of us are thrilled with what we've seen so far, given how bleak it was 24 hours ago at this time.
Yeah, we would just love that update right off the bat. And Aaron Glenn seems to be a very straight shooter. He doesn't dance around things. So that would be it. I would just say that, it's great. That's what I'm looking for from AG. And I just love when we get a little bit, deeper into some of the players. Like, I don't know how much AG is going to be open about this, about like which players have stood out, but we as content creators, we as fans love to hear, oh, wow, this player. Now, I know why they don't want to do that because as Salah said a couple of years ago, you put it on other people's radars, but I don't know how many other teams are paying attention to press conferences on July 25th. So hopefully we get some good information on some of these players that are standing out and who needs to do better. And obviously we're preseason right around the corner, but the biggest one, of course, Jake, is Justin Fields. Where is he at? Because a lot of positivity.
BG, I know you got a dip, so if you want to head out of here, I appreciate you hopping on as always, man.
Well, thank you so much, Jake. You're the best, brother. Again, thank you. Thank you for what you do for the fans and the community. It's great to see a bunch of Asmaniacs at the Jets training camp practice. And hey, I'm looking forward to all of these Jake shows. So you know the bat signal. You know the button to press, Jake. If you ever need some more Boy Green in your life, press it, baby.
ladies and gentlemen, Boy Green. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. I'm going to pop Nate in from training camp right now. Practice is over. Nate is there. Nate, unmute your mic. Give us a little feel as we wait for Aaron Glenn to talk to us here. What did you see out there? What were your takes as a fan?
Can you hear me, Jake?
I hear you, Nate.
All right. If my phone dies, my phone dies. You're not connected to my charger. We saw nothing. My quick takes were we saw absolutely nothing compared to last year. I can only compare from last year, but it was on the football field. It was boring. We saw minimal 11-on-11. We saw the only play we saw was like a trick play where they had 4 footballs and 4 quarterbacks throwing shades. It was the most basic stretching type of practice. I think we're already done. They're already signing autographs. It was like an hour and out. I guess football-wise, the only standout is that we play a lot of man coverage, and it seems like the players are adjusting to that. There was tons of early contact with flags were thrown because linebackers are playing man on tight ends and running backs, and obviously we didn't do a lot of that for the last couple of years. We had our eyes on the quarterback, passing guys off through zone. So there was lots of man coverage, lots of flags, all of our guys got used to, essentially playing more man coverage. But we got nothing. I didn't get a lot from anything going on at all. It was very vanilla.
Yeah, it's early. I mean, this is only the 3rd practice this summer. They're not wearing pads yet. So
For sure.
There'll be more of a ramp up, especially next week when they have the first green and white scrimmage.
Hell yeah. But it was a good day out here, beautiful weather. If anyone coming out tomorrow, I still got a couple extra tickets. Hit up Jake.
How's the shade, Nate? Did it come in handy today? It's hot out there, right?
Nah, shade is beautiful. Yeah. I'm not gonna give away my seat, but I had the best spot. Hell yeah. Nice shade and a nice little breeze. Yeah, it's beautiful. Because out in the sun, it's not fun.
How did Fields look? I know he didn't participate in any of the team stuff, but he was moving pretty good. The videos look like he
Fields looked fine. If it wasn't for all the cart talk yesterday, if no one mentioned the cart and no one mentioned non-contact, they would have just been like, oh, someone stubbed his toe in the middle of the night. He hit his bedside table. So yeah, he looked like he could have played. He didn't maneuver around, but he was throwing the ball. He didn't do any of the drills that were move around the pocket or anything like that where he had to be agile, so to speak.
The chat wants Tom Ace's take on practice. Can you relay?
The chat wants Tom Ace's take. Yeah, I'll pass the headphones to him. Hold on. You're live with Jake. You might have to plug your ears to listen.
Tom Ace, baby.
Pleasure to be here.
Tom Ace.
Pleasure to talk to all the guys.
What happened? What did you see?
I loved Corley's adjustment on the tip pass. That was nice. The end zone, back of the end zone, really nice. Tyrod threw one, I don't know, got picked. It was really underthrown. But it was fun. You know what? This was very a matter-of-fact practice. I'll say that. Very different from last year, like Nate said. But that's all I got. Gorgeous day.
Sebastian got me the Fuentes stickers autograph.
You got an autograph. There you go.
Nice. I almost got another Garrett. Gentlemen, thank you guys very much. I'm going to take Aaron Glenn live right now on our show.
Really
Here we go.
Focused on certain situations, and the one situation that we want to hit was the red zone, where you guys saw plenty of red zone plays from us, and also in 2 minutes. So I thought our guys did a really good job understanding exactly what we're trying to do. For the most part, I thought we operated the way that I want to operate. Listen, there were some issues here and there. We'll get those cleaned up. Secondly, Justin. All right, so Justin, he's going to be day-to-day. He has this toe that was dislocated. So the huge storm that was created really made no sense. And I think that's a lesson for all of us of, guys, let's just wait till we get the diagnosis. I will not BS you. All right, I will tell you exactly what it is, and we'll move on. So that shouldn't happen again. All right, so any questions? Well, the thing is, I don't think like that. You know, the only thing I think about, okay, the next guy that's up got to get ready to operate. And, you know, that's just what it is. That's how this league is. And I told you guys, I went through that before. So as a coach, man, you got to get the next guy ready and get ready to go. Now, I'm not saying that I wasn't concerned. Obviously, you're going to be concerned about all your players that have an injury. But at that point in time, man, we got to practice. We got to continue to operate like we have to operate.
When you're working with the medical staff,
Say it again.
When you're talking to the medical staff about when to bring him back,
yeah.
Is it different on July 25th versus October 25th? Like, will you take some extra time to do
Well, listen, I want to make sure that between all of us that we have a conversation to see exactly what needs to be done for him to get ready to come back. And you're right. I mean, it is early. But also we want to make sure we get as many reps as we can with them. So When he's ready to come back, we'll make sure he's out on the field, make sure he's getting those reps. Now, he's going to be in meetings, he's going to be in all those things, but for the most part, man, we're going to work together and make sure it's collaborative as far as when he gets back on the field. Well, that's who Justin is. And listen, I'd rather have a guy that I have to hold back than have to tell him to giddy up, you know. So he's built like that. He's a tough man. And I expected that anyway. You know, once we understand and got the diagnosis of exactly what it was, I knew exactly how he was going to operate. And that's most of our guys we have. Yeah. If Justin gets back to practice, that means he's ready to go. You know, so he's going to be himself, and I'm not going to hold him back from being himself. Now, the thing is, we don't want nobody to step on his toe, but as he has to be himself when he's out there, because now, to me, I try to make sure practice like emulates game as much as possible. So I want him to be himself as he's going through his practice.
You take in that last possession of practice where the offense marches down, gets inside the 10, and you're as a head coach, you're watching. You got to be happy the defense comes with a takeaway. Cisco makes a good play, good coverage, but at the same time, you don't want the offense to turn it over.
Yeah, well, that's teaching on both parts. You're absolutely right about that. Because of the end of half situation, I think we got like minus 46 with a minute 34 left in the game. We had 2 timeouts. And I thought Tyra did a hell of a job actually driving the guys down, and the guys understanding that situation. The one thing that we want to make sure offensively, we want to make sure we secure 3 points at that time. And once we secure 3, okay, let's go ahead and score. We have an opportunity. The defense have to understand once they get in field goal range, we know the offense is going for the score. So I thought both sides understood the situation, operate like they wanted to. It was just at the end of the game, man, Tyrod just got to make a better decision on that, and he knows that.
One more thing on Justin's toe. You mentioned people not stepping on
Refreshing honesty there, by the way, from Glenn. You don't need to coddle players.
Well, they know it. I mean, you never want to get close to the quarterback. And I think it was a deal. It was a free deal because I thought BC actually tried to get away from the quarterback, and our own lineman came back and stepped on his toe.
It was a lineman, a Jets lineman that stepped on field, offensive lineman.
There's nothing different than what we saw when it came to what we saw in college. And I told you guys from the beginning, the thing that impresses me about him is his ability to block. So the receiving skills, listen, that doesn't surprise me. I know he can do that. His blocking, I know he can block, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. So I'm excited to see how he matures when it comes to camp on how we want to do things as far as that concerned.
How rare is that to just have a rookie tight end to come in that can contribute in the blocking like that?
Great feedback on Taylor.
It is rare.
Wow.
It is, but he's a rare person too. You know, he has the bloodlines of an NFL athlete. So it's expected that he understands that he's going to have to mature when it comes to that part, and I know he will.
We've heard a lot about how the offensive line is at a disadvantage when there's no pads on.
Yeah.
So was it extra encouraging for you to see? Because it seemed like Brees was broken free a couple times.
Yeah.
Would be touchdowns in spite of the fact the offensive line was at that disadvantage.
Listen, man, our O-line today, especially when it came to the run game, I thought they did a hell of a job. I think Steve's doing a hell of a job of explaining exactly what we're trying to create. And you're absolutely right. I mean, it's kind of hard to actually get a true feel of the run game when you don't have pads on. But you can, see some things that's encouraging when it comes to that. Now, I thought they did a really good job of that. I mean, guys know exactly what our guys up front want to do, and they thrive on that. And our backs thrive on that also. And then with everybody we got as far as the quarterback room, I mean, that's another level of us being able to run with the ball. And I think it's going to open up some things for us in the passing game too. So, but I don't want to diminish what they do in the passing game also. I mean, they look forward to doing that too. But every offensive lineman that I know, man, they want to get downhill and smash somebody. And that's what our guys can't do.
How valuable is it for Membo to be getting reps going against Will McDonald throughout camp?
I just talked to him about that yesterday. Listen, you're not going to find too many guys with that type of ability as far as speed, agile, quickness to go against on a daily basis. And he's taking advantage of every moment of it. And he understands that. And they both actually understand. You're going against two good players. So not only is Membo getting a chance to go against, Will's going against a good guy too. So those guys are working with each other. I mean, obviously we got to get other guys he's going to go against, but he's going against Will for the most part.
When you look at Will, do you see anything different from the film to now after he's put on some weight and stuff like that?
Well, yes, we talked about that before. He came in over 240. So his ability to set the edge is starting to show up quite a bit.
Will McDonald's the player he's talking about.
He uses length, and that's one thing that we talk about for the most part of actually where his body needs to be able to set an edge. It's one thing to turn your body towards the sideline. That's not really setting the edge because you have no power, but to keep your butt towards the goal line and be able to withstand that pressure. He's doing a really good job of that, and that's just a teaching part that he understands he's getting better at. So every time he goes out there, he's understanding that, and with that added weight, it's going to be good for him because it hasn't taken away anything when it comes to him
Jets getting
rushing
feedback
passer.
to raise the volume of the presser. Look at that.
Yeah. Before, just explain the 2-minute drill, and then for the most part, I want those guys to talk to me, and I want to hear, can they feed back to me the things that I've been talking to them about, and those guys retain that information really, really well. A lot of this went back from OTAs, right, that we talked about. So I'll ask the offense, what are we trying to create in this situation? On defense side, what are we trying not to let the offense do? And those guys really communicate that well back to me.
You talked about it back in March.
Yep.
Down in Florida, about moving in silence. Right?
Yeah.
How do you think you guys did on that front during this offseason?
I'm going to ask you that. How do you think we did?
I think you did well.
Well, I appreciate that. That was the plan.
I'm curious how you feel. Nobody cares what I think.
That's not true. That's not true.
You'll figure it out.
Well, I don't want to say that. But no, listen, I thought everybody within the organization understood what the plan was. And listen, I've been a part firsthand of, man, let's just get the job done. And that's all that we care about. I mean, I want to make sure the players understand, man, you're here to play football. And everybody in the organization understands that everybody has a job to do. And whatever that job is, let's do it to the best of our ability. And nothing else on the outside really matters. And when you do that and you keep things in-house, man, that's when the closeness starts to come together. That's when you start to understand the culture of your building and the environment of your building. And listen, we're not totally there yet, and I understand that, but we're moving in the right direction, and that feels good to me.
Samini's asking about the reps right now for those who can't hear the question.
I want the officials here as much as possible, and they know that.
Good.
And it's no secret that we were the most penalized team in the league last year.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the things that I want to nip in the bud early.
Hell yeah.
Making sure that the discipline part of what we do, that we fix that now. You cannot win games in this league with an undisciplined team.
Thank you.
So all the penalties that we had last year, we're knocking those things out. And we want
Let's
to make sure
go.
that we
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Even the details of what we do. Like, we can't have any MAs. And I know they happen, all right? But we're striving for perfection in that situation of every detail when it comes to offense and defense, that we're on top of that, and we're trying to make sure we be good on that too. So the officials are going to be here. We're going to knock that out, all right? I would tell you that we're going to knock these penalties out. We're going to understand that undisciplined teams do not win games.
Can I get one follow on that? Yeah, some coaches say, we don't coach penalties. We don't tell them to hold. We don't tell them to pass interference. It's not coach. That's a player thing. You do believe that you can coach out penalties?
Well, listen, it's two different. When you look at penalties, I look at it like this: you have pre-snap penalties, you have the dumb penalties, and then you have competitive penalties. The competitive penalties, listen, you go back and forth with those, right? Like PI, man, guys are fighting for those competitive penalties. Hold, those competitive. Now, false starts, jumping off sides, hitting after plays, the dump, like, we got to knock those out. And we control those. We control those. And those are things I want to make sure we get rid of. Uh-oh.
Other than Tyrod. Well, I guess including Tyrod, what did you think of Martinez and Cook and how they played and kind of took advantage of the extra reps they got in field staff?
I think those guys are growing on a daily basis. Listen, it's early. It's early. But I think we all saw the way that Brady operated in the red zone. I thought he played confident. He knew where his guys were, and he wasn't afraid to pull the trigger. Same way with Martinez. Those guys are getting these valuable reps, and we want to try to get those guys as many reps as we can. We want to say exactly what we got. So I'm excited on the go forward of both of those guys. They both have talent. They both operate well in what we're trying to do. And I thought today they had a really good day.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Good presser. Good presser. Look at Antoine Staley there. And he gone. All right. I like it. Some takeaways. Fields day to day. Glenn emphasized the fact that they want him back as quickly as possible because they want him to get as many reps as possible. Makes sense, but they're going to be careful. It is early. It's July 25th. Glenn even acknowledged that in his answers there. But, I mean, they dodged the bullet. I mean, they there's no doubt about it. I mean, it sounds like Justin Fields will be back soon. The part at the end there about the officiating. Aaron Glenn saying the officials will be at camp practice as much as possible. And then bringing up the fact that they were the most penalized team in the league last year and said that they can't win games with that many penalties. Quote, undisciplined teams do not win games. That was like music to every Jet fan's ears right there. All right. Went from like 6 to midnight in many of our pans. Like that. Thank you. That was infuriating last year. And Saleh didn't have officials at training camp all last year. It didn't make any sense. And there was never anyone held accountable for any of the dumbass penalties this team committed last year. But that was great. But once again, Glenn reiterating Fields day to day. Yesterday's injury, a huge storm that made no sense. And they obviously dodged the bullet. Knock out those penalties. Aaron Glenn talked about Justin Fields' toughness, and Fields wanted to do more at practice today. Glenn said that's who Justin is. I'd rather have a guy that I have to hold back than have to tell him to giddy up. I think we all would agree with that. I mean, this was a very, very positive day, given how we all felt about 24 hours ago at this time. Unbelievable. All right, before we get out of here, because I'm filling in for Michael Kate today on ESPN New York from 1 to 3, so this will not be as long of a show as normal. I do want to remind people there are opportunities to still win a Justin Fields jersey on this show by gifting a channel membership. To be entered, we're sending in a $10 super chat, and you'll get 2 raffle tickets with that. $20 super chat is $5, $50 is $10, so on and so forth. So gift away or send in a super chat. If you don't win, you're entered in the Fields jersey giveaway or Fields helmet giveaway on Monday, and the Joe Namath helmet giveaway on Monday as well. We'll get to your calls coming up. But first, I want to pause to tell you all about Circa's incredible pro football betting contest.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
$21 million guaranteed. I mean, come on now. Come out to Vegas with me, by the way. I'm going to be out there doing our show for Circa's Contest Weekend. That's coming up August 21st to the 23rd. I'll be there the 21st and the 22nd broadcasting from their Radio Row. They got great events planned that weekend for anyone who wants a Vegas trip and wants to enter either of the pro football betting contests. They're going to have a stadium swim open bar one of the days. They do a big cocktail party meet and greet the first night on the 21st. It's a great time. I've been out there the last couple of years. Circa's been a great partner. So I am very, very excited to be out in Vegas about a month from now. With that said, couple comments and super chats we'll get to. First one is from Genergy. Says, Jake looks like he's ready for more Henny. Celebratory Henny, though, Genergy. Yesterday was depressing Henny. The bottle was opened at 9 in the morning for the first time since the Rodgers injury the next morning on the show. So we're in a good mood today. Renzel on X wrote in, wow, I love AG's no nonsense. This guy's the best we've had in a while. He hasn't played a game yet, Renzel, but you're rooting for Aaron Glenn. He's very likable. He's a Jet. He wanted this job. Love what he said about discipline there. I'm impressed. I am. I'm not going to get sucked in by press conferences. I think we all want to see wins as fans. We deserve it. Rick Kent just gifted 5 channel memberships to enter the Asmaniac raffle.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Rick, thank you very much. And Dylan Terreman in the house. How about this? Just got a nice tip at work, so it's going in the raffle. Happy Friday, everybody. Sounds like we have a legit head coach in AG. Dylan, you're the man. And I am thrilled that you got yourself a nice little tip there, Dylan. So appreciate you. Everyone go subscribe to Dylan's YouTube channel. He's putting out some great content. Let's end the show with your calls. Make sure you guys vote in the Azzy Awards. We're doing the Best Rapper Award on the show today. We'll do Fall from Grace in the afternoon, and I'll save the Best Gorman moment for when I have more time to play all the great clips this weekend on the show. Where's my Azzy Award? StreamYard's glitching. There it is. Jets Johnny, Blitz BK, PBM, and JJ are your nominees for that Azzy. Vote in the YouTube poll if you're watching the show live right now. Let's say hello to a guy who appears like maybe he was at training camp today. Petey is on the line. What's up, Petey? Were you at? Yeah, you're rocking Jets game. You were at camp today, weren't you?
Yes, sir. What's up, Jake?
How are you, Petey?
Well, brother. Good. A couple of things. I thought Andre Cisco looked good, number one. Number two, Aaron Glenn, sounded like he was yelling at the water people, man. Like, you could hear him chirping. It's just good to see. It's definitely different. Jake, I will say, there weren't as many fans, probably because of the 8:30 start. I mean, and no Rogers effect. So it's a little cooled down at Florham Park. So that's pretty much it, man. Who else? Garrett Wilson looked good, you know, and I saw Quincy Williams break up a touchdown from Brees in the corner of the end zone. So the defense looked good today in my eyes. It's practice. And yeah, Fields ran out, you know, onto the field. I happened to be there, and he gave a kid an autograph, and then he bounced. But good day at Florham Park, brother.
Yeah, it looks like the weather was nice too for you guys.
Nice and early, bro. Now it's hot.
Yep, it's I'm going to the Yankee game tonight, so I'll be sweating. But I love it, man. I'm glad that you got a chance to go. You going tomorrow too, Petey? I know tomorrow's open for fans as well.
I am not. No.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm sure I'll see you at one of these. I'll be there next Saturday. Is the plan?
Yeah, we'll link up, Jake. Always appreciate your work, man. Keep it up.
You got it, Petey. Great job. Continued success on your end. Let's say hello right now to a man who yesterday was operated on. I guess that's the term, right? He had surgery on his ACL, and then this morning I'm listening to DiPietro and Rothenberg, and he calls in and he tells Dave Rothenberg that the first thing he did after getting out of the hospital was call into the Jake Asman Show. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gus Buster Hotline is
Purple Belt Mike. He loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike. It might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
News. Beautiful, beautiful news with Justin Fields. Man, did we need that considering the awful stuff that we've had happen in camps. I mean, talking about, was it Carl Lawson tore his Achilles at camp?
Yep.
And whatever, like we've had some.
Becton was lost for the year at camp.
Becton, Sanchez, like we've had some just real bad stuff happen. And to hear carted off, non-contact injury and all this crap, cracking Hennessy, you know, to, we're good. He's out there running, signing autographs is awesome. So very, very good. Very happy about that. I want to show off this continuing passive motion machine. Can I do it?
Sure. Percocet, Mike.
Yeah. Even though Percocet, I don't take that. But anyway, so this is the continuous motion device. Just came in literally like 10 minutes ago. That's 0 degrees flexion, and it's going up to 30. I got to be up to 90 before I see my doctor in 10 days, which should be okay unless I have any setbacks. But this is speed 1. It goes up to speed 5. So I'm going to increase the speed and the degree of flexion every day until I get to, 5 at 90. But I got to do this for a while. I got to do this for 2 hours in the morning and for 2 hours at night. So 4 hours of this.
So ultimately, that is going to be your life now for a while, it appears, on that machine.
2 weeks.
All right.
And then so I start therapy August 4th. So this will be my whole thing for 10 days. And then starting in 10 days, it'll be this plus therapy. And it looks like I'm doing therapy 3 days a week. So I got a lot of rehab on my hands here, but I'm also not doing anything. So it's all good.
Now, how does it work with your job? You're on like medical leave?
I'm on medical leave for 2 weeks, and I'm stuck on desk duty for 12 months.
All right. Now, you're up for Best Rapper, but you didn't want to be nominated. How come?
No, I want Will M to be nominated because, one, my rap that I did was an AI voice with my lyrics, and I've only helped out people with lyrics. So I'm not even a real rapper. It should be Will M, who's an actual rapper.
Interesting. Well, on the line right now is a rapper. His name is JJ. He joins us. Hello, JJ.
I'm also not a rapper. I also did not want to be nominated for this category, nor did I want to be nominated for worst takes. I'm
Well,
on the record.
the good news is Blitz BK appears to be running away with it, so neither of you guys have to worry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
no
I don't even
disrespect to Jets Johnny, but Blitz BK is a legit lyrical artist, so he should win 100-0.
I've never heard any of this music, so I can't
You
confirm
just
or
said you
deny
never
that.
heard any of these, JJ?
Blitz
I
is
just
awesome.
tuned into the show literally 20 seconds ago, so if you played something earlier, I missed it. I
No,
apologize.
I got you. How are you, JJ? You look like you're moving and grooving today. You in a positive mood?
No, I went for a walk to get some lunch. I'm at work, but I was like, you know what? Let me get some lunch. And then I realized that yesterday I got cut off and I wasn't done making my points. And I got like infuriated, and I thought I should call back.
All right, JJ, you can have your
No,
talk out
I
with
want
Jake.
you to stay
No, I'm done.
stay here. I have
All
a
right,
question for you.
go ahead.
Do you think that the average football fan knows who Chad Pennington or Vinny Testaverde is?
Yeah, I do. Why? You don't think so?
The average, not New Yorker, the average just random football fan. Hey, you ever heard of Vinny Testaverde, Chad Pennington? You think
Vinny
they know who these guys
Testaverde
are?
went to the AFC Championship game. He had Super
So did Mark
Vinny
Sanchez.
promos and all kinds of stuff.
Vinny was
I
the
think
number
they,
one pick in the draft. He was the first pick in the NFL
People
draft.
don't.
yeah, I think
Casual football fans don't know who these guys are.
Yes, they
I'm
do.
sorry.
Maybe if they're under the age of like 15.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the average football fan you're talking about is in high school, then probably not. But if the average football fan that's 30 or older, absolutely.
And every Jet fan should know who both
Every
those guys
Jet fan.
are.
No doubt.
I know who they are. I'm just saying. I think Justin Fields is going to be, better than them. That's all I'm saying.
I hope you're right.
I hope he is. I love Justin Fields because he's our quarterback.
And
So until proven otherwise, I love him.
until proven out. See that's why I wanted you to stay on here, because every time I start going on my Justin Fields truther stuff, everybody is like, "Oh, what are you talking about? This guy sucks." And I don't understand it. He's our quarterback. Like Aaron Rodgers is probably going to suck this year. I'm letting you guys know right now.
You could
Aaron
be
Rodgers
skeptical. You could have a healthy skepticism. You also could say, "Hey, I think he's going to be great." You take it too far when you say he's going to be in the Ring of Honor, and then you get mad that people disagree with you.
No,
My
get mad
expectations is that he's going to be good, not great. That's my expectation. But if he exceeds that, that's what I want. I want him to be great.
The reason that I get mad is because last year, when people were skeptical of a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an injury and 2 bad seasons, essentially, everyone was like, "Oh, relax, it's Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers." But now that I have some optimism for, the next Ring of Honor quarterback for the Jets, I just don't understand this. Sometimes I just don't understand this as fans. It just doesn't make sense to me. All I'm saying is that Justin Fields is going to be in the Ring of Honor. He's going to take us to the playoffs this year, and I'm happy about it. I'm excited about it. I don't know what you guys want from me.
Your lips to God's ears, bro. I hope so.
I hope he's great, JJ. Enjoy your lunch. Mike, any other thoughts here?
No, except I have the best wife in the world.
Well, is she around right now, or she's at work?
Yeah, ready? No, she's reading something.
PBW. Yeah.
Purple belt wife, she's the Dark Knight. She has a lazy husband who forgets to clean potatoes. Maybe someday she'll get some help, but for now, she's just a purple belt wife. Purple belt wife, she might not be purple, but she can kick her husband's ass.
Love it. Shout out to PBW. Good luck in recovery to PBM. All right. It is almost time for a raffle. But first, why don't we do things properly around here? Let's declare a winner in the Azzy Awards. Congratulations to Blitz BK. He wins the Azzy for the top rapper. Jets Johnny with a great performance in the voting as well. He's excellent. He submitted so many great tracks, including an Allen diss track that I think was so funny to this day. Blitz BK wins, though, 36%, 28% for Johnny, JJ at 18, PBM at 16. If we do a show this afternoon, which is my plan right now, we will be doing the Fall from Grace Azzy. And then on Sunday, we'll have plenty of time to play all the clips for the greatest Charles Gorman moment. I wanted to move things around because to do it properly, I need more time than what I'm allowed to have today because of my radio responsibilities coming up. So congrats to Blitz. I'll end the show if I remember. Chat, remind me to play some Blitz BK in his honor at the end here. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for an Asmaniac raffle. Someone is going to win a Justin Fields jersey. If you win, you pick the color, green or white. You just tell me the size, and we'll get it sent out to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to spin the Wheel of Champions. But first, let's talk about our first party of the summer. T-Squared Social, August 16th, Jets versus Giants. Let's go. Our first watch party of the year, the Jets and the Giants. We're headed back to T-Squared Social, August 16th. It is a 7 p.m. kickoff. 6:30, the party will start. Tickets are just $18. It includes one Friday beer, one green tea shot, and a raffle ticket. We'll do a Jets merch and Jets ticket raffle at halftime of the game. When you get a ticket, you get 5 tickets in our weekly raffle whenever you do it. So lock in your spot. The more people that buy tickets, the more revenue we have to make the raffle at halftime as epic as possible. August 16th. Let's go, baby. Jets, Giants. Jets backups versus Jackson Dart. What's better than that? Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. You see the Wheel of Champions. Now you hear dramatic music. Someone's going to win a Justin Fields jersey. Good luck to everyone. Hold on. Bo C. I'm going to add him. Bo C waited to the very last second to get the 10th spot of channel memberships. Are you kidding me? Bo knows.
Bo knows football. Bo knows baseball. Bo knows tennis. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows channel memberships.
All right. Stand by, people. I have to manually type Bo C's name 10 times. I want to make sure I count properly. Bo won yesterday, and he said, Jake, pick someone else if I win. And guess what? We did, and that allowed J-Boy in the chat to win a jersey. So, Bo C, you're now in officially for 10. Good luck, my friend. And if you win and you want a different Jets player, Bo, that's totally fine, too. You just let me know because we really appreciate everything you bring to the channel here. With that said, it is time now to spin the Wheel of Champions. So, the wheel is coming back up on your screen. Good luck to all. And again, thank you to this community for making it possible when views were down and YouTube wasn't paying as much in ad revenue in the summer. The memberships and the super chats allowed us to keep this show rolling. Nick Shine says, add me too. You're $5 short, Nick Shine. You're $5 short. But I'll add you because I thought you provided some great toe analysis yesterday. So I'm making an exception for Nick, but we do want to keep the super chats at $10 minimum to encourage people to do channel memberships. With that said, all the names are in. Good luck to all. The winner of the Justin Fields jersey is Dylan Terman. How about that? Second time Dylan has won. He got a tip at work today, and he said, I'm entering the raffle. This super chat from Dylan got him in the raffle. Dylan winning a Justin Fields jersey, which is kind of funny considering he already won a signed Justin Fields jersey during one of our weekly raffles earlier this month. Incredible. Congrats to Dylan. I love it. DT, well deserved, man. The Azzy winner for the favorite guest host on the show. Just won a Justin Fields jersey after winning a signed Fields jersey earlier this summer. Incredible. All right. What a way to end things. Nick Shine, thanks for the extra super chat, man. I appreciate it. I got you down. You are in our weekly raffle as well. Great show. Thank you to everyone who was a part of it. You guys are great. We'll be back this afternoon. We're going to have a surprise guest on, someone who was at training camp today, providing some takeaways from what they saw. Talk some Jets. Check back around 4 p.m. Eastern is the start time. If you want more of me, in for Michael K today, 1 to 3, ESPN New York. I'm going to have Bob Lashusen on at 2:30. If you're a baseball fan, Tim Kirchin from ESPN. I was texting with him. He's coming on today at 1:30. So we got some tremendous guests coming up on radio. So I'm looking forward to sitting in for Michael today from 1 to 3. With that said, I promised you guys some Blitz BK on the way out of here in honor of his Azzy Award win. So without further ado, here is Blitz BK at his best, doing what he was born to do, baby. Jets, 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 Jets.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jake Asman Show. This for all the Asmaniacs.
You're now listening to Blitz BK.
Talk Jets. 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 We get 2 shows a day, if not with blue balls, I stay. We mix a few calls with Dre, B Mac and Bobby Boucher. There's a baby on the way. Shout out Ricky and Y. We the people who roll with Jake, and we love to get high. White and green in New Jersey, yeah, we love to get fly. Super chat, skip the line, we always love to say hi. Even with Buffalo on, he's a hell of a guy. So we still show him love, we don't leave Canada dry. No. We drink tears from these fish, burn bills, then we switch. Drake May into a bitch, turn Mayo into Swiss. Bang Mateo with a fist, then we throw him in the realm, leave him dirty in the pits. Feed him to the data, let him edit data. Help the show get to the top like an elevator. Got Gary head spinning cause Brock went to the Raiders. King Low wants some scoop up, Charles is such a hater. Talk Jets, talk Jets, talk Jets, talk Jets.